Hello and welcome to the Seal of Progrichalcos, the Yu-Gi-Oh series in which myself and Tobias open up two different sealed products to play two different sealed matches, then add what we have pulled to our collection for some progression matches later on in the episode. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! The Seal of Progrichalcos. Last episode we opened up Return of the Duelist and Hidden Arsenal 6, had some absolutely abysmal sealed games, and then for our progression matches we ended up playing Six Sams, Gladiator Beasts, Light Swans, and Black Wings. This is more like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Regression series than progression.
Oh wow, we've gone back in time, haven't we?
Hopefully with the sets we're opening today we might actually pull enough cards to be able to round off some of the newer Zexal archetypes to the point where they will actually be competitive against some of the old GX or 5D standbys.
Most likely, misplaced hope.
And that all begins with today's first set, Abyss Rising. Now I'm going to be fully honest, I recorded all of the segments for Abyss Rising for this episode, then I realised I hadn't hit the record button on my OBS studio.
You're a disgrace to the uniform!
And as such we're going to blitz our way through the set overview. As well as containing an insane number of standalone Xyz monsters like the Abyss Dweller and the Giga Cowboy, this set really fleshed out the Mermail and the Madolche archetypes as well as the Prophecies to the point where all three of them were very competitive. Looking at the rares, you get stuff like the Messenger Lato, Abyss Turge, Abyss Spike and Abyss Gund for the Mermails. Emperor of Prophecy is a decent card for Spellbooks, same with the Spellbook Star Hall. Ep43 is pretty good for most warrior based strategies, and the Spellbook of Eternity allows the Spellbook plays to continue for Eternity.
The afterglow of so many spells cast all at once.
Mind Pollutant also a really good card to watch out for the sealed environment. In the Ultra Rares, pretty much all of these cards saw a good amount of playability. Abyss Sphere and Abyss Lind, instrumental for Mermaids, obviously Abyss Gaius, an insane boss monster. Tiara Masu, likewise an insanely good boss monster for the Madolche archetype. Gandiva and Empress and Spellbook of Fate were also decent enough cards, but the Dyson Sphere and Sharkdrake Vice were a bit too hard to play. In the Secret Rares, Abyss Megalo was an incredible boss for the Mermails, Moon and Glacier was an absolute pain because it allowed for hand looping, Spellbook Field Spell is insane, and Bahamut Shark is a great way to allow any rank 4 water-based strategy to access level 3 or lower water Xyz monsters like the Totally Awesome. In the commons there are actually a lot of good playable cards, like the Bull Blade has seen a lot of good side deck play, especially during the Necros format. Madolche Ticket, great card in Madolches. Deep Sweeper, good way of popping back row. The Mermail cards here are all pretty strong. Nimble Angler, obviously incredibly strong when you get to the Sprite format way down the line. And Planet Pathfinder, really instrumental in any deck that needs to find their field spell. Solar Windjammer is also a really good enabler for Cyber Dragon Infinity. I often liken Abyss Rising to Starstrike Blast, where if there's any random common card from the Zexal era that suddenly has a spike in price, it probably came from this set. There's just a lot of cards here that really made a significant difference in the shape of Yu-Gi-Oh's metagame. Alright, so going for the top, we only got 2 Bull Blader, that's a bit disappointing for the sealed match especially. 3 Deep Super, that's nice to see. Only one of each of the Fishbowl cards. Would have loved to have seen a couple more copies of these cards as they're really good at being a splashable engine for most water-based strategies.
Pardon the pun.
The Heraldic Beasts don't really matter too much. 2 Gandiva as our Ultra Rares. Don't get me wrong, it's a good card, but we don't really need 2 of them. For the Madolches, we did pick up 2 Marmalade, 2 Messenger Lato. We did get the Tiara Masu, which makes the deck online for us as a potential progression deck, which I'm so excited for as they're one of my favourite archetypes. And then in the Mermaids, we just got a few of each of the commons or rares, nothing too spicy there. We got enough Nimble Angler for later down the line, which is great. 2 Ep43, which is pretty nice. A couple of one-shot ones, which is cool. Only the 1 Planet Pathfinder. That's kind of disappointing given it's a common, and then we did get 3 Solar Windjammer, which is really nice. So yeah, a good amount of cards here that will hopefully spice up some of our progression decks as well as lead to a really fun sealed game. Let's head on over to Drawing Book to find out. Alright, so looking at our sealed deck, we've decided to hone in on one of the funniest boss monsters in all of Yu-Gi-Oh!, the Snowdust Dragon. So this is a 2800 beta that can only be special summoned by removing 4 ice counters from anywhere in the field. How on earth do we get ice counters on the field? Well, there's only 2 cards that generate them. Those being the Snowman Creator that puts an ice counter on the field when he's summoned for each water monster I control, and then the Snow Dragon who puts an ice counter on each of Tobias' monsters after he's been destroyed by battle or card effect. So hopefully with these 2 cards we can generate up to 4 ice counters on the field, then special summon this big Snowdust Dragon and hopefully run over whatever Tobias has on the field.
That's at least the theory.
Then we have 2 Rage of the Deep Sea, 1 Tribute Monster that can be absolutely huge in the mid to late game. Then we have 3 Abyss Warrior. This is a really nice 1800 attacker that can recur our key monsters to the top of the deck, or we can use him to stack Tobias' worst monsters to the top of the deck to ensure he never draws into anything playable. Minotaurus just gives all of our monsters piercing. 2 Deep Super can be attributed to Popper back row. 2 Bull Blader can 1 through anything, Snowman Creator and Snow Dragon to generate ice counters, Abyss Lung as an 1800 defender, 3 extra sword who gives an Xyz monster we make using him an extra 1000 attack, and also is a warrior, so crucially we need him or the Bull Blader on the field to be able to activate Ep43, 1 Abyss Mander, 2k defender, 2 Grand Ram. If Tobias controls the next season monster, we can just free special summon this card. Then we've got 1 Lind, Gund, and triple healed for the rest of our mermaids. For the spells, we've got 2 Abyss Scale of the Kraken. We can equip it to our mermaid to give it 400 attack. 2 Ep43 to allow our warriors to pop back row. 3 Lemuria just to give all water monsters an extra 200 attack, and we need this card for the Abyss Storm, which is basically a heavy storm as long as we control Umi, which this card counts as. And then the key card for our deck, hopefully Tobias didn't pull in many copies of this, is Mind Pollutant. With this we can get to discard 1 monster to target a monster Tobias controls with the same level as the discarded card and take control of it for the turn. So this allows us to discard pretty much any of our monsters which are level 4 to take one of Tobias' level 4s, and then hopefully either slap it into the Snowdust Giant if it's a water monster, or the heroic champion Gandiva if we're stealing a warrior. So yeah, really excited to see how this sealed game plays out. Alright, Tobias is going to be leading us off, and straight from the get-go, looking at this opening hand, very happy to see the Mind Pollutant. Down goes Lemuria, plus the Abyss Lung, and the Kraken, okay, buffing him all the way up to 2000. Unfortunately, we don't have a level 4 water monster, so we can't really make full use of the Mind Pollutant yet to make our Snowdust Dragon. So we're just going to set down the Abyss Healed and pass the turn. Down comes Tobias' own Snow Dragon. Oh, we're both playing the ice counters. Okay, our Abyss Lind will fall, and then we are going to take 1600 direct here. Please draw level 4 water. That is not level 4 water. Fire off the Mind Pollutant, like the worst value card ever, stealing the Abyss Lung, just so we contributed off to set the Rage of the Deep Sea. This guy is absolutely huge, a 500 attack and defense monster.
It's massive!
But we kind of had to do it just to get rid of that offensive threat. Right, down comes Abyss Warrior. I feel like we're already out of this game. It's going to discard a card to start the Abyss Hilda to the top of the deck, and then because Abyss Gunday was discarded to the graveyard, the Abyss Lung gets to be special summoned back. Yeah, we're just dead. There's nothing we can do. You absolutely
don't you swear at me.
Comboed me into oblivion there. Right, into game 2. Right, we're going to opt to go first, but we're just going to set down the Abyss Storm. We don't really have a strong play. Hopefully Tobias is going to summon a level 4, but this guy is probably going to get tributed in main phase 2, which is a bit annoying. Yep. Oh no, you're just leaving him? Okay, well we're going to go for the old Deep Sweeper here, and
Crashing them
Deep Sea Sweeper.
into a...
Deep Sea Sweeper.
How long have you been in the Force? 40 seconds?
we could have Mind Pollutanted into the Snowdust Giant. Why didn't we do that? Yeah, this seems infinitely terrible. Alright, down comes the Abyss Warrior. 1800 is pretty annoying. We're going to go for the Abyss Lind. What a great top deck here. Giving her the Abyss Scale to buff her attack up to 1900, running through the Abyss Warrior. Tobias' turn, he's just setting, hopefully regretting. We're going to go for the Lemuria just to buff our monster even more, making her 21. Down goes Gund. Tobias' turn, just setting and passing. We love to see that. We're going to go for our own Gunda here, buffed up to the old 1600, and get in for a decent amount of damage here. Tobias is slowly losing life points, which we love to see. Down comes another Deep Sweeper, goes after the scale. I guess that kind of makes sense. It puts our monster to a reasonable threshold. Tobias has like an Abyss Warrior, like he can just absolutely cook us here. Right, we're going to get in with all of our little mermaids here, doing a nice, what's this, 30, 40, 50, I don't know, a lot of damage basically. Tobias is going to set a monster. We're going to go for the double tribute of the Snowdust Dragon.
Tonight's forecast, a freeze is coming.
Now, Tobias, what hope do you have? Oh, well, okay, at least you mitigated losing the game there. I don't know why I didn't just go for the Snowdust Dragon first, given that the Abyss Lind would clear. Alright, anyway, it doesn't matter too much. Another quick game 2. Right, into the game 3. I'm going to put this on fast forward, and let's see how fast this actually goes. Right, our opening hand is pretty bad. Down goes the Uminotaurus. We're going to go for the Mind Pollutant, summon down our Snowman Creator, get in for a lot of damage here, and then overlay into the old Snowdust Giant in the main phase 2. Tobias is going to set, pass, we're going to dispatch, revealing our Snowdust Dragon and the Abyss Lind in the hand, putting down 2 ice counters on the field. Down goes the Deep Sweeper. Abyss Linde will attack directly for 1500. Down comes the Abyss Sturge, killing our Abyss Linde. We're going to grab the Abyss Manda form of the deck. Snowdust Dragon will be able to deal with the remaining Mermail threat, and Tobias is now just setting and regretting. We're going to go for the Abyss Warrior, revealing 2 water monsters in the hand, playing seeing down 2 ice counters, special summoning the Snowdust Dragon, then summoning down the Abyss Warrior, and that is the game. Oh, we actually managed to do it with the ice counters, baby. That feels good. Now, strange as it seems, Hidden Arsenal 7 Knight of Stars is actually a good Hidden Arsenal set.
No way!
Like, looking through some of the secret rares, there are a lot of cards that have seen a significant amount of playability. Hyades, Ptolemy M7, Pleiades, Digestor Emerald, Bahamut, Ophion, Ouroboros, a Lavarel Chain, even Thanatos saw a little bit of play. All of these black extra deck monsters are insane. Then you get stuff like the Master Diamond, instrumental for the Gemini FTK, Evil Swarm Thunderbird, a really funny card in the Chain Beat deck, Sophia Goddess of Rebirth, an absolutely insane win con, and then some of these Constellar cards are pretty good too. In the Super Ones we get a load more Constellar cards that are super playable, like the Leonis, Pollux, Lassalhaga, Charlatan, and Siat, and as well as lots of good Evil Swarm monsters like Castor, Ketos, Madrigal, Overlantern. Gearspring Spirit is a card I also really like. I used to play this card back in Gimmick Puppets, back when Gimmick Puppets first released. Not talking about like modern day Gimmick Puppets. Fun card, just enable you to get into some of your rank 8s a bit easier. Tin Goldfish, also a really strong super rare, just enabling you to make basically any rank 4 in the game just on its normal summon, as long as it doesn't get negated. Seraphonite, also an insane card, giving you 2 normal summons. Once you get to Brilliant Fusion a little bit down the line, this card just shoots up in value. And then Heliotrope, also a pretty good card to pull off of Rescue Rabbit to enable you to get into your Ophion really easily. So yeah, loads and loads of really good cards. Oh, even Evil Swarm Nightmare, that's a pretty good card too. So yeah, lots of actually good cards in this set. Hopefully you pull a decent number of Evil Swarm and Constellar cards, because those 2 archetypes are really playable. Let's find out how well we did. Alright, so going from the top, we got 2 Leonis, that's pretty good. Hyades, Pleiades, Praceup, and M7. That all of the XC's monsters for the Constellars, that is really something.
It's amazing.
3 Pollux as well, some Rasselhager and a Charlatan, a couple of Star Cradles too. We do really well for the Constellars, that's huge. Digestor Emerald, love to see this card. Evil Swarm's only got 2 Castor, would have loved to seen 3. Same with the Heliotrope, I guess though we don't actually have the Rescue Rabbit, so it doesn't matter too much that we didn't get a full playset of this card. A couple of Ketos is nice, 2 Salamanders pretty good, 1 Thunderbird for if we ever do want to play Chain Beat, and the Zahak is decent too. Only 1 Gearspring Spirit, that's a bit sad. Some Gishkis that don't really matter too much. Infestation Pandemic, obviously a very strong card for the Evil Swarm, just allows you to be immune to spell traps for the turn. 2 Tin Goldfish and 2 Sophia Goddess of Rebirth, love to see it. Yeah, we actually pulled really well here. Let's find out what we managed to concoct for our sealed deck. Alright, so we're mixing the dark with the light here as we bring forth the Evil Swarm Constellar Hybrid.
It's about light and darkness.
Obviously these 2 decks are designed to be sort of the mirror images of each other, 2 rank 4 focus strategies, one being the Heavenly Knights from the Stars, the other being corrupted by the Ill Swarm virus.
One is light, one is dark.
Now, this sealed deck does look pretty good. I'm not going to bother going through the card by card because a lot of the cards' effects are pretty self-explanatory and will come up during play. But yeah, we've got a pretty good way into a lot of our powerful extra deck monsters. Hopefully we can make full use of the really powerful boss monster we've pulled to absolutely dunk on Tobias. Let's find out. I didn't even realise we were playing Gishki cards. Not sure why. I guess he's a pretty big monster. I guess we could summon him. Right, Tobias is going to go for his big old Heliotrope turn 1. We're going to go for our own Heliotrope and try and absolutely crash these guys.
Crashing the
Evil Swarm Heliotrope.
into a...
Evil Swarm Heliotrope.
How long have you been in the Force? 3 days.
Yep, they will both die, and then we are going to set down the Infestation Terminus. Down comes the Leonis, allowing Tobias to get an extra normal summon of the Kaus, which he can then use to augment monsters' levels, to overlay them both to make the Precepe. This card is very strong, just a nice 2400 attacker that if we try and go into combat with, will bump himself up to 3400. Yeah, we don't really have a way to deal with that, so we're just going to set down the Acubins and pass the turn. Down comes the Katos, pretty strong card, and we are going to start taking a bit of a beating here. Ooh, then the Katos is going to pop our Terminus. That was pretty much our only win con.
You took my only win condition. Now I'm gonna starve.
Yeah, that actually would have outed the Precepe there. That is frustrating. We're going to go for the Photo Mirror here. I don't know why. I guess we're trying to just bait the materials being used from the Precepe, paying some life points. Oh, I see what we've done.
And the penny drops.
We've just literally just paid to lose. Right, into game 2. Hopefully we can not lose to Precepe turn 1, please. This is not great. Right, Castor actually fixes everything. We're going to go for the Castor, summoning the Heliotrope, overlaying for
Ophion!
Then with Ophion we can grab the Infestation Terminus. I thought Pandemic would have been better in that scenario. I guess the Terminus allows us to deal with anything that Tobias puts out on the field, as well as being able to stop his level 5 or higher special summons. So yeah, feeling pretty good here. Down comes the Leonis, getting tributed for the Virgo.
Virgo!
The Virgin.
Oh, okay. Not sure why you did that. We're going to use our Pollux to get the Antares out and bring back the Pollux to hand. And we just win here. Oh, Constellar Meteor. If an opponent's monster battles a Constellar and the opponent's not destroyed there. I see what you're going for. You're trying to get rid of Ophion that way, but thankfully I played around the card that I didn't know existed. Right, the Ophion is going to punch through, and will Tabas have an out this turn? Probably not. It doesn't look like it. He's just setting. Our turn, we're going to detach, grabbing the Pandemic. We should have done that last turn. I guess we just forgot. Then we're going to summon down the Pollux, summoning down the Antares again, and putting the Pollux back to hand. This is a really nice little combo with just infinite double summons. Right, we're going to go through the combat now, dealing with Tabas's Beast Warrior Puma, and then punching on in for 25-50. One turn, Tobias. And that is that. Okay, into game 3. This has been really quick sealed matches so far, which is good because we've got 5 progression matches later down the line.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Right, Tobias is going to make Press B turn 1. We are basically cooked. Down comes Aldebaran and the Leonis. And yeah, we're just going to be taking so much damage here. We're going to go for the Heliotrope, clearing one of the Aldebarans. The other Aldebaran's going to get attributed for Copelia, and yeah, we are just out of it. We're going to go for the Team Goldfish, summoning the II and using the Digester Emerald to recur back the Heliotrope. Interesting use, just to allow us to hopefully not die. Yeah, we can make Antares here, pulling back the Acubins, but there's just no way that we have to beat these cards. Damn, man. It was actually a pretty high-powered Constellar set, to be honest. Next turn, though, we were going to be able to make the Ptolemy M7, but cry about it. Wow, we lost. If I only had one other turn to bias, wow, I would have definitely beaten you. Right, into the progression game. Right, starting off for our first progression deck, we are playing the Prophecies.
A new prophecy has been told.
Given we pulled 2 Spellbook Magician of Prophecy in that last episode, we just thought we'd try and pull all of these Spellbook and Prophecy cards we've managed to accrue in the last couple of sets that have been available into one deck and see what happens. We don't obviously have many of the powerful extra deck bombs or even High Priestess of Prophecy to make, nor a lot of the actual good Spellbook spells because they're way too high rarity, so we are having to make do with stuff like Amores, Charioteer, Justice, Strength, and the Temperance cards that are okay because they're prophecy names but aren't actually too usable. We do have the Chaos Sorcerer as we are playing a smattering of lights and darks, and then some Fortune 80s too because they're spellcasters. For the spells we've got Book of Moon, Fortune's Future, which allows us to potentially draw 2 by returning a banished Fortune 80 back to the graveyard, 2 Magical Dimension allowing us to turn any spellcaster we control into any spellcaster from the hand and popping one of Tabas's monsters, 1 for 1 to get us into Glow Up Bulb. Our secret Wincon is a secret village of the spellcasters. As long as we get this card out and we have one of our spellbooks on the field, Tabas can't activate spells, which is great. Then we have 2 Spellbook Library of the Crescent to search either the Power, the Wisdom, or the Star Hall. Power for running over things in combat, Wisdom to protect our monsters from spell trap effects, and then the Star Hall just to give our monsters a slight bit of attack. 2 Terraforming to search our field spell, 2 Magician Circle to allow us to summon any of our big spellcasters from the deck, and then 1 Treacherous Trap Hole as we're not playing too many traps. Honestly, I don't see this progression match really going our way given the actual strength of the deck, but it would be fun to try out some of these new cards. Let's see how we do. Okay, we've got the Terraforming, we've got some Spellbooks, we actually have a way into our secondary Wincon, especially if all Tabas is doing is just setting 1. We're going to go full pedal to the metal here, grabbing the Secret Village of the Spellcasters with the Terraforming, summoning down our Strength of Prophecy, activating the Secret Village, setting down 3, good luck Tobias, have fun. Down goes another set card. What are you doing, man?
What are you doing?
We're going to summon our second Strength of Prophecy, just going to punch on in for 3000s. It seems pretty good to me. Yeah, 1 turn left, Tabas.
Tick tock, tick tock.
What? Passing again? Right, we're going to summon down the Charioteer. Okay, you're not dead just yet with the Compulse, but what the hell is in your hand, buddy? We're going to go for the Spellbook Power though, and actually you are dead.
And I corrected myself.
Oh, okay. Saku is going to come down. We're going to go for the book though, keeping our monster alive. I don't know why that seems like a worst value book of all time, but whatever, putting Tabas down to 2k, and that is the game.
Spellbooks were meant to win. Secrets the deck will thin. Crosses will make you grin. Let's play this game again.
I have no idea what you're playing. You've got some traps in the deck, and that's about all I know. Right, into game 2, maybe going first this time. You'll have a slightly better opening hand. Oh. Maybe that's what you were bricked on, the old future fusion, eh? And we do not have a way to deal with it. Right, we're going to go for the old Justice of Prophecy here, activating the Spellbook Library of the Crescent, grabbing the power, Spellbook Magician of Prophecy or Wisdom to the hand. We're going to get the Wisdom, that's annoyingly the worst of the bunch. We're going to go for the Justice in, see whether we can deal with Tobias' set monster. Nova Summoner.
What the hell are you playing at?
Summons out another Nova Summoner. I am full of questions here. You've got like a fairy fusion deck? What?
Are you feeling okay?
We're going to set down all of our back row, then use the Justice in the end phase to grab Fortune Lady Dark from our deck to hand, as well as the Spellbook of Power. Alright, Tobias turns. Oh, Cyber End Dragon's getting revealed. Okay, we're just playing Zane over here, milling out 3 Cyber Dragons from the deck. Oh, Lightweight Gearford is going to get sent to the graveyard with the Foolish Burial, and then down comes the old Lightweight Grepher. The 2 are going to get overlaid to make the Utopia. We're going to book the Utopia, we don't really want to be dealing with that, and then it's our turn. Alright, we're going to go for the Justice of Prophecy here, giving her the extra 1000 attack thanks to the power, running through Tobias' new set monster. We're going to get booked. We're going to chain the magical dimension to the book, attributing our Justice here to be able to special summon the one and only Fortune Lady Dark.
Hey Howard, it's the Goth Girls.
Of course it is.
And then the old Dark Lady will be able to get over the Utopia. Tobias is going to be able to trigger his future fusion here, summoning a big 4k attacker, but we have some pretty easy outs to it with the Treacherous here, as long as Tobias is willing to commit another monster to the field.
A lot of monsters.
Our Fortune Lady Dark is not living this turn, but at least we are going to take down 2 of Tobias' strongest monsters, but then still die to the Daedalus. Yeah, we don't really have much going on here. Spellbook Magician of Prophecy is a pretty good top deck. We're going to use him and grab from our deck to the hand the Spellbook of Power. I guess if we can ever get into a monster that has like 1700 attack, that's a good way of being able to run through the Daedalus. Down comes the MST, we're going to lose our Spellbook of Wisdom, that's fine, and then our Magician is going to die.
Up yours, blue boy!
Light is not good enough, so we're just going to have to set that and pass the turns. Down comes a second Daedalus.
Daedalus rendezvous.
Uh-oh. We really need a good monster here. Amores is not quite big enough. I'm going to set her down, hope Tobias doesn't find another monster, but he has, and that is the game. Okay. Lightways versus Spellbooks, a matchup that I do not think has ever happened in Yu-Gi-Oh's entire history. Let's see who's going to come out the victor in Game 3. Right, we're going to opt to go first, and we love to see the Secret Village of the Spellcasters in our opening hand. I'm going to fire that off, summon down the Charioteer, just a big dude, set down our 3 back row to protect him. Down goes 3 of Tobias' own back rows, plus the Cyber Dragon, okay. And Charioteer is dead here. That is a bit unfortunate. Down goes Foolish Burial in the main phase 2, and Tobias is going to send the Barrier Statue of the Heavens. Please don't just like call it the Haunted Net. Right, we're going to go for the Temperance, that's going to get bounced to hand. We're going to go for the Wisdom though to protect it from the traps for the turn. And we're going to attribute him off to summon Delg from the deck. Hello! We're going to use this effect to banish 2 cards from Tobias' graveyard, milling out 2 more cards from Tobias' deck. Then we're deciding not to attack, given that Tobias has got 2 back row. Then we're going to go fire off the Rivalry, getting rid of Tobias' Consecrated Light. Nice side deck card, Tobias. Our turn, we're going to go for the Charioteer of Prophecy here, and I suppose we should try and see whether we can deal with what Tobias has got. The Die Prison, we're going to go for the Magician's Circle as well. Losing the Delg, but summoning out the Strength of Prophecy. In the main phase 2, we're going to use Strength of Prophecy to shuffle back the Spellbook of Wisdom into the deck to buff up our Charioteer. Tobias is not willing to attack for some reason. We're going to go for the Amores, giving the Spellbook of Power to the Charioteer, and then this should be a good way of dealing with Tobias' monster. Unless he's got some pretty powerful back row. Yep, Die Prison, and this is going to be just another Saku, yep. Right, we are down to Amores, and yep, this looks like it's going to be AIM.
Hard luck. Always knew you were a bit weak.
All I need is a chance to draw. I mean, Blue Boy, we keep top decking the best card in our deck, but I do not think we have enough cards that this guy can actually search for us to win. I'm going to go for the Library of the Crescent here, firing off the Power, the Wisdom, or the Star Hall, and grabbing the Star Hall to hand. Let's fire that off and yeah, just pass. We're going to take 1600 damage from the Cyber Dragon here, and then we're just going to have to pass. Foolish Barrier is going to mill out a Lightweight Gearford, and we're just going to take another 2100. This is just slow going, baby. Thank you, Rivalry. Strength. Can we do anything with Strength just yet? No. At least the Bast isn't quite able to kill us thanks to our Rivalry, so we've got one more turn. I love that you just MST'd the card that I guess it could have like been the downfall, but like I'm surprised you didn't just MST the rivalry there. Alright, Spellbooks. Sadly, we're not meant to win this game.
A new prophecy has been told.
Spellbooks suck.
Alright, for our next progression match, given that we pulled the Madolche Queen Tiramisu, we are bringing out the Madolches. Admittedly, we do not have access to any of the really strong fairy Madolche monsters at this stage of the game, so Madolche Ticket isn't quite as powerful as it could be, but regardless, this deck still looks really clean. One of our hot, spicy includes is the compulsory escape device. This card works as a really great way of being able to remove most things that ABYRs might throw at us without having to worry if they're card effect immune or anything like that, and it does combo with Ticket, so if we return a Madolche to our deck with this, we are then able to add any Madolche monster from the deck to hand, which is a pretty nice interaction. Right, let's see whether we can serve up a victory here. Opening hand is pretty good, though sad to see no access to our field spell or the ticket. But we're just going to set one and a monster, and then we're going to go for our Madolche Mufui.
Ooh, that accent, you're French, right?
Summoning out the second Mufui and overlaying for the Soul of Silver Mountain. We're going to ice Tabas's back row here, and then we're going to see whether we can run through whatever Tabas has set here. Oh, don't tell me it's the Light Rays again.
Boring!
I don't actually think we can deal with this. They just make too many big attack monsters. Since this Soul of Silver Mountain destroyed a monster battle, we are able to revive back the Mufui in defense mode. Then we are going to set down all of our back row and pass the turn. Plus we're going to overlay his monsters into the Utopia. That looks like a pretty easy Book of Moon to me. Probably shouldn't have done that because I don't actually have a way over it. We're going to go for the Butler Rusk here, using his effect on normal summon to grab the Madolche Chateau, buffing him and the Mufui up. Yeah, this is where I realised we should have just done the compulsory escape device in the get-go, shouldn't have Book of Moon at all.
I've wasted our resources.
Utopia will return to the deck. We're going to grab the Mufui back in our deck. Then the Soul of Silver Mountain and the Butler Rusk should be able to get an in for a nice 3800 here. Hopefully we put Tabas back enough to the point where he isn't able to mount a return. We maybe should have torrentialed that. Right, Bapple is great. We're going to ice the Cyberdome for the turn. Chevalier should give us enough of a push to win the duel, especially when we are going to overlay into your girl, Madolche Queen Tiramisu.
You are my queen.
Going to use her effect, detaching the Butler Rusk, shuffling back the Mufui and the Butler Rusk to bounce both of Tabas's cards into their lap. And then this is just pretty much game. 3200 here. Right, Tabas's turn. Can you do anything crazy? Future Fusion suggests not. Plus the There's no way you're playing Light in the Low. That's like one of the worst cards ever. It literally just reads neg 1 yourself every single turn. What a terrible card. Right, we're going to go for the Mufui, summoning down the Butler Rusk, and unless Tabas has got his own torrential tribute, that is well and truly a game 1 to us. Right, game 2, our hand is looking insane. We've got the Chateau and the ticket already.
Fetch the ticket.
None of our like big old Madolche monsters, but that doesn't matter.
4 back row.
Jeremy, 4? That's insane.
Sure, we're going to go for the ticket, going to go for the Shadow, go for our Croissant, see whether we can punch one in for a nice 2000. Die Prison, that is a clean out to Madolche, there's no chance of recurring that monster. Terraforming monster in our deck, grabbing the second Chateau from deck to hand, and then we guess we're going to just summon down the Marmalade, see whether we can get in for a nice 1300 here. Sakuetsu Armor, I don't think you want to do that, Tobias. This guy's just going to go back to my hand, and then Ticket is going to allow us to search the Mufui. Thank you for the free cards.
You are not welcome.
Right, we're going to go for the Mufui, summon out the ABYR Pull, and then we're going to be able to punch one in for a nice 1500 here. For us is just passing. We're going to go for the Duality, grabbing probably the compulsory escape device, just allowing us to be able to deal with whatever Tabas is able to put on the field, if he ever chooses to summon a monster, that is.
Ouch! What a zinger!
I don't think his deck is actually capable of that, though. We're going to summon down the Marmalade, punch one in for 1300, plus the 1000, plus the 5, and putting Tobias on a 2-turn clock, I think. Oh, actually a 3-turn clock. We can't quite deal with him just yet. Although we do have the Mufui as well. We're going to go for the MST, pop the Solemn Judgment, summon down our final Mufui, and then this is just another big old smattering to the dome here, putting Tobias just about off lethal thanks to the Book of Moon setting down our Marmalade. Right, finally some action will happen. The Lightweight Grapple will get summoned and we'll try and clear the Bapple. We're just going to go for the compulsory escape device, which Tobias knew about, and that is the game. Well, that honestly felt like a hydrogen bomb versus a crying baby there. The Lightweights did cool. For our next progression deck, we are playing Evil Swarm. Now, we don't actually have enough Evil Swarm monsters to fill out a full deck of them, so we are playing a couple of different engines that allow us to get to level 4 dark monsters. Those being the Blackwings with Bora, Shora, Kalut and Gale, and the Black Whirlwind, and then also a small Gravekeeper's package with Gravekeeper's Spy into Descendant. The general goal is to get 2 Evil Swarm monsters on the field so we can make the Ophion. But if we're unable to get the Evil Swarm Ophion onto the board, we can just make Evil Swarm Nightmare with any 2 dark monsters, and then use this guy as a pseudo Book of Moon anytime Tabas would special summon a monster, which is really great. To support our Dark Horde, we are playing stuff like the Dark Illusion and then the Infestation Terminus, as well as the Infestation Pandemic.
We're looking at another pandemic.
Honestly, this deck doesn't look like it will work too effectively, but if we're against a lightweight deck, I mean, it's gonna win. Okay, so this opening hand isn't too good, but Tabas is just setting, and it does look like he's probably playing a rubbish deck again. Our turn, we're just going to get aggressive with the Heliotrope, see whether we can punch it into whatever Tabas has got set. Oh, we are playing something different. The Pyramid Turtle will fade, and Tabas is going to bring out the Ill Blood.
What's up, blood?
Oh, I'm excited to see this. Ill Blood is like a really cool card. It is such a shame for you that we have the Fiendish Chain though. Right, Tabas is going to try and normal summon him again. We're going to go for the Fiendish Chain. Thanks for the wasted normal summon, bro.
Shut up, blood!
My turn. Ooh, boy, it's a nice draw. I guess we might just summon it out just so we can make our rank 4 monster. I'm going to go for the Bora. It's going to get Rivalry of the Warlords. Okay. Well, we're happy enough to keep our Heliotrope on the field. Hopefully Tabas hasn't got a way to deal with it. Down comes the Ryukoki.
You don't feel so cocky now.
And the Book of Life. That is a huge problem. I guess we're going to have to go for the Terminus here. Farming it off to then go... and then chain link to the Pandemic, protecting our Heliotrope from being banished, but returning both of Tabas's monsters to his hand.
Begone! Shut up, blood!
Oh, that felt good. We're just going to set down our Black Whirlwind, punching him for 1950. Hope Tabas doesn't have a way to get into his big tribute monsters this turn. Down comes the set. The Zombie Master reviving things. Yep, we're going to get Saku'd, and this is pretty much the end of the game. We do have the Book of Moon that could potentially stave off some damage, but with Zombie Master into Zombie Master, oh, doesn't matter. Second Zombie Master is going to get summoned, and we are going to get Ryukoki'd into the dome. 3600 damage. I'm going to put this on fast forward. We have no hope.
You're not so cocky now, are you?
Yep, into game 2. Right, can we establish anything strong turn 1? Right, we're going to go for the Black Whirlwind, summoning down the Shura, grabbing from deck to hand, the Bora, which we're going to summon out, overlaying them both to make Evil Swarm and Nightmare. This pretty much shelters us against some of Tabas's more problematic big zombies, especially when Tabas is just setting down 1 back. Right, we're going to go for the Thunderbird, punching in for the 1650, and then pass the turn. Alright, Tabas is just setting, hopefully we get him. We're going to go for the Heliotrope here, putting out a lot of offensive pressure. Goblin Zombie will die and grab Tabas a Zombie Master from deck to hand, and the Heliotrope will be able to attack on in for a nice 1850 here. Right, and then in the main phase 2, we're going to overlay to make...
Come forth, Ophion!
Ophion. Detaching 1 to grab the Infestation Pandemic to allow our Evil Swarm monsters to be immune to whatever back row Tabas might have up his sleeve. Now goes the Book of Moon, setting down the Nightmare. Oh, and then the call to revive the Goblin Zombie, tributing him off to summon the Ryukoki. We're going to go for the Bottomless Trap Hole, and that looks to be just about game over right there. Right, our turn, we're going to go for the Evil Swarm Salamandra, and that is just the game. Right, into game 3, all important. We're going to put this on fast forward. Let's see whether Tabas is able to keep his zombies afloat before we can establish any of our big Evil Swarm monsters. I was going to go for 4 in the back row.
4 back row.
Jeremy, 4? That's insane.
Plus the Zombie Master. We're going to go for the upstart. Going to summon these. Sure, going to get Chaos Trap Hold. Down comes another back row. Tabas is just going to keep on punching in. We're going to have to set down our 2k Defender. Hopefully this way we can play around some of Tabas's back row. We're going to go for the Gravekeeper's Descent. Solemn Judgment on the Castor. That's crazy. Then we're going to use Descendant to pop the Zombie Master and punching in. Tabas is just passing. We're going to go for the Bora. Oh, Gale is going to get set down, and then Descendant is going to get popped by the Sakuretsu, and then so is the Bora here. Tabas is just going to set down 2 more. We're going to go for the Black Whirlwind, grabbing the Bora, using that to grab the Kalut, and then...
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
damage step, Tobias. And that is the game, right. That was a kind of a cool zombie brew. I think you maybe went too hard on the back row there, because, yeah, we didn't see any monsters really in that final game. Alright, for our next progression deck, we are bringing back Rockstun. Now, honestly, this deck has not changed at all since we last played that. I think maybe the only new include is Liberty at Last from Battle Pack 1, which is a pretty funky removal card. Looking at the rest of the deck, though, it's just Karaki Marus and Barrier Statue of the Drought.
It's not my idea of fun.
Hopefully we can cheese the win with this, although last time we did get absolutely blown out of the water. But then again, if Tobias is back on these zombies or the lightweights, I feel like this deck probably has a good chance to win. Alright, let's rock it. Right, leading off, we're going to go for the Pot of Duality, milling out 3 cards, going to having the Sandman to our hand, shuffling back the Jiu-Jitsu and the MST into the deck. Now we are going to summon down the Guardian, sending down
4 back row.
Jeremy, 4? That's insane.
revealing this Sandman. Good luck, Tobias, have fun. Right, Tobias is going to set down
4 back row.
Jeremy, 4? That's insane.
and a monster, pass the turn. We're going to go... What? Oh, well, no! I don't want to be playing a stun deck against Skull Servants. That's... Oh, no! Skull Servants are a fun deck. We're playing like a Bad Times deck. That's frustrating. I don't know why we lost 2 back row there. It does order to smash pop 2. Oh, it does disrupt to 2. That's really crazy. I thought it was only a 1-for-1. Right, we are going to punch on in with our buffed up Guardian thanks to the Chalice. And we're going to get Sakuratsu armored. Although we are going to use the Sandman to negate the Sakuratsu armor. Pretty much the same effect. We just get left with the 1900 dude. Tobias is going to set, pass the turn. Our turn, we're going to summon down another Sandman and just punch on through. That's another 3800 damage. We're going to reveal the Jiu-Jitsu Master and see whether Tobias has anything to go by on this next turn. No. Maybe this is the same zombie deck, actually, because there's a lot of back row in it. I thought maybe you might have just gone on a full Skull Servant deck, but maybe this is the same with the Goblin Zombie. Grab it. Oh no, here comes the King. I mean, he's only going to be at 1000 attack, so I'm not quite sure why you think he's beefy enough. Sure, Graceful Revival is fine. You can put yourself down to 300 by all means. Foolish Burial. Okay, I see. You're cooking. You're making a big king here.
Bow before your king!
Thankfully, though, we do have the Liberty at Last to shuffle both of these guys back into the deck. And then hopefully win with the Jiu-Jitsu here. Ah, Cool is going to get fired off, and Tobias is going to revive the Goblin Zombie, living on with 100 life points. I don't know why we haven't just fired off the Solemn Judgment. I guess we're just prolonging Tobias' defeat here.
You're a sadistic fiend!
Down comes the old king. We're going to go for the Solemn Judgment. Lol. And that is the game, buddy. I'm going to stick this on fast forward just because I do not think Tobias' deck has a hope against ours, even when he's going first. Setting down one monster as well. We're going to go for the Pot of Duality, grabbing the...
Nothing.
then we're going to summon down the Guardian, using the Forbidden Chalice so we can get...
Mrs. Wellington, lady in white.
Down comes Zombie Master. We're going to Fiendish Chain him. Then again, going to go for the Pot of Duality, fetching back the Thunder King Ryu from our deck. Grabbing the Thunder King Ryu, summon him down. We can deal with the Zombie Master. We can't quite clear.
Mrs. Wellington.
Tobias is going to set and pass the turn. We're going to overlay into Alvovich, get through.
Mrs. Wellington.
And then Thunder King Ryu will kill the Skull Servant. Down comes Foolish Burial to pop another Skull Servant from the deck. Then the King is going to be able to deal with our Alvovich here. Zombie Master is going to revive Zombie Master, and then the Thunder King Ryu is fading here. We're going to go for the Boulder, grabbing the Guardian. And yeah, we actually might lose this now. The big King is on the field, plus the Evil Thrawn Thanatos. Yeah, this is... how do we beat King? We don't.
Witness why I am known as the true king!
Okay, gosh, okay, Tobias actually was able to mount a victory there. Right, into game 3. Oh, we're going to go for the Duality, grabbing the Shadow Imp. That is just a nasty card to have side decked in. Have fun, Tobias. I'm going to set down 2 cards, plus the Jiu-Jitsu Master and pass the turn. Tobias are going to mirror our turn. We're then going to go for the 1-for-1, pulling out the Gloat Bulb into the Nat Beast. Gloat Bulb into the Nat Beast to make the Barkion, just because we know that Tobias loves to play his traps. Then we're going to use the Grand Mold to bounce whatever Tobias is set to the hand. Then the Barkion will be able to punch on in. Tobias is just going to set. We're going to go for the Grand Mold, and this is just about game right now. Alright, for our final progression deck, we are playing all of the lights.
All of them? All of them.
And when I say all of the lights, I literally mean all light engines that have ever existed up to this point in Yu-Gi-Oh! We have them in this deck. We got some Constellas, we got a Ghost Ship, we got an AD Changer, we got some Light Swans, we got some Watts, we got the Soul of Purity and Light, we got some Hunders, we even have a Photon, and then we have the Agent of Venus and Shineball in the side deck. To what end are we playing all of these lights?
I don't know.
Hopefully we can make the Ptolemy M7 with something like the Soul of Purity and Light and the Antares. We could have easily slimmed this deck to 40 cards by cutting the Watts and the Hundreds, but you know, when you're going all in on a strategy, you gotta go all in. We're playing also stuff like monster slots to thin our deck and hopefully get some funny revives, Dark World dealings and the hand destruction to get rid of some of our light monsters in the hand that don't really need to be there, MST's reasoning just to summon anything from the deck, Solar Recharge, and then the Needlebug Nest. Anything can really happen with this deck. Hopefully this deck performs a little bit better than Tobias's lightweight deck. Let's find out. Oh, this opening hand is about as bad as it gets, but I suppose I couldn't have expected much better.
That's the ticket.
There's no way we're beating Madolche. Okay, this is pretty much a foregone conclusion. We're going to go for the Dark World dealings. I don't think that we can actually do that because I guess Tobias just draws and discards immediately. We're going to pitch our AD Changer. Tobias is going to pitch his Madolche lesson. Then we're going to go for the MST, getting rid of the ticket here. I guess we're going to just set down the Leonis and pass. God, what was I thinking with this?
What were you thinking,
Benbow?
Thrasher's a great card when I've got nothing I can do with him. Jane, let's see whether we can just mill some cards. I do not want to even deal with what Tobias has in his back row. And Tobias is just passing. We're gonna flip over, I guess, see whether we can... What are you solemn judgmenting Leonis?
You're a disgrace to the uniform!
What are you doing? Right, we're gonna go for the monster slots, banishing the Pollux, milling a card. It's the Rotor, which we get to add to the hand, which is quite nice. Then we're gonna fire off the Rotor, grabbing the lightweight Greffer, pitching the Daedalus, summoning the Greffer. Surely we should pitch the Thrasher because we can't actually do anything with Thrasher. Then we're going to use his other effect to discard the Thrasher to banish a light monster from the deck. We're going to banish the old Diabolos. Then we're going to go for the Light of Redemption to grab the Diabolos back to our hand, baby. There's no way this is sticking, but we might as well summon him down, see whether we can piece apart any of Tobias's back. We're going to banish one of our cards, target one set card Tobias controls, and put it on the bottom of his deck. Down comes Combat. Book of Moon is going to set our monster down. Then we're going to go for the Jane. That's going to be able to just get over the Barple. And then the Greffer will not be able to deal with the second Barple. We're going to set down our hand destruction and pass the turn. In the end phase, we're going to mill out 2 Hunders. So we're also going to go for the MST, dealing with our hand destruction. Down comes the Mew Fui. And are we going to be making the Solar Silver Mountain here? Oh, the Leviair, the Sea Dragon. Oh no, you've stolen my Pollux. Oh, Pollux to that.
I'll see myself out.
We are now going to lose our Diabolos and then the Greffer too. We're not going to lose the Greffer because we're going to cheat with the AD Changer, even though that's not how that card works. We're going to be able to deal with the Leviair now, even though we shouldn't be able to, and then punch past the Pollux too. In the end phase, we're going to mill 2 more. I don't think the AD Changer cheating mattered too much because we would have killed the Leviair with the Jane anyway. It just means that Tobias is on a little bit more of a clock than he would otherwise be. We're going to summon down the Lumina, dealing with 3 tokens, then we're going to overlay into the Digasto Emerald, detaching to shuffle back the Diabolos, Pollux, and Sheraton into the deck, and drawing the Sheraton. Okay, in the end phase, we're going to mill 2 Pollux and a monster slots. So also going to set and pass. We're going to go for the Luminous Spark here, and this is, we're going to detach, shuffle back 3 into the deck, and draw. Oh, then we're going to go for the Lumina to bring back the Jane, summoning down the Sheraton, and this looks to be game unless Tobias has something crazy. We're going to then go for the Hyades here, overlaying the Hyades into the Ptolemy M7 and running through. You can't do that on the turn he's summoned. Whatever. It doesn't matter. We would have won anyway. We cheated twice, but like, come on, how was Tobias beating that?
But the truth is, you are a filthy cheater.
Right, game 2, Tobias is going to go first again. Sending down 3 plus the Mew Fui and the Butler Ask. After we're going to go for the MST, getting rid of Tobias' Sakatsu Armor. Then we're going to go for the Dark World Dealings, getting rid of the Jane. Firing off for the second Dark World Dealings, getting rid of the Wasserhager. Then we're going to summon down our Lumina here, discarding the Sishunda to bring back the Jane. And then fire off the Monster Slots. Fuck. Well, at least to get a Shine Ball to the hand. Woohoo! Oh, wow, okay, both monsters fade. I guess Tobias' back row must not be real. Right, in the end phase, we're going to mill 5, including the AD Changer. I'd love to see that getting milled, even though we're probably going to cheat with it. We go ahead again. Tabasco's going to fire off the Terraforming, grabbing the Madolche Chateau, plus the Butler Rusk. Rusk is going to deal with our Lumina. It makes sense, I suppose, because Lumina can be a recursive threat. We're going to draw into the Vassalhag. We're just going to try and run through the Butler Rusk with our Jane here. Although Tobias, yeah, just gets to put it back in his hand.
So we can do this all over again.
Over and over again.
We're going to pass the turn, I suppose, just milling out a couple more cards. Down comes the Butler Rusk, and our Jane is going to fade here, taking 200 damage as he does. Oh, the Soul of Purity and Light. I can't believe I get to do this to you again, Tobias. We're going to banish 2 lion monsters to bring out the Soul of Purity and Light. I guess there's no way of Butler Rusk clearing this monster in combat because of its like lingering effect. So yeah, we're just going to leave the Butler Rusk cooking here. Going to lose our Shine Ball though. Right, Artem, we're just going to head straight into battle and use the Soul of Purity Light to hopefully deal with whatever Tobias has got set down. The battle is just about the one thing that is big booty enough to survive the soul attacking into it. And this is pretty much where the game gets wrapped up for Tobias here, I think. Tobias is going to go for the Battle Shuffle, sending his Butler Rusk into defense mode to lock our soul into defense as well. Ooh, Leonis is a great draw here. We're going to go for the old Vassalhag here. Should be seeing him to special summon the Leonis from the graveyard, summoning down the Leonis from the hand, so we can overlay them into Constellar Hyades. Hyades what?
These nuts. Got him.
And then using the Hyades, we're going to reveal Tobias' Sangan, and then go on into the Ptolemy M7.
Constellar
M7.
And run through the Battle. I looked away for like half a second and suddenly I'm dealing with the Malefic Cyber End Dragon. Okay, that just happened. Madolche Malefic. What a weird world we're living in. Thankfully the AD changer is going to be used to cheat. Cheated. We should absolutely have lost our M7 here. We're going to overlay our 2 level 4s. Making the Marrowgeist. I'm going to use the Ptolemy M7 to bounce the Malefic Cyber End Dragon back to hand. Then we're going to use the Marrowgeist to shuffle the Battle back into the deck. No, not trigger the Chateau effect if Madolche would be returned to the deck. Oh, but only by the effect of a Madolche monster. Okay, this plays around it. Right, the Soul of Purity Light can finally deal with the Butler Rusk, although it just puts it back in the hand. Hopefully Tobias is only playing 1 Cyber End Dragon. Nope, he is not. Uh-oh.
I summoned the Malefic Cyber End Dragon!
So I was just going to set a monster and we are going to lose our M7 here. Battle phase, our turn. We can make the Diabolos. It's not quite big enough though to deal with the Cyber End Dragon. Then we are going to banish 1 from the graveyard to look at Tobias' face down card. Ooh, it's the lesson.
It's about time for your final lesson.
I'm going to stick it on Tobias' top of the deck. In battle, we're going to punch on over Tobias' fresh set that we don't know about. It's the Marmalade. She's going to return back to the hand and... yeah, at this point, there's not much we can do because Tobias just has infinite cards. He can always recur every single turn. While we can barely deal with the Cyber End Dragon, we're going to go for the Antares, grabbing back the Pollux for next turn. And then the Cyber End Dragon is going to be able to deal with our Diabolos. Reasoning, cool, nothing happens. Tobias is just going to be able to flip over. Summon. Oh, you got Tiara Misu as well. How come it's taking you like 5 million turns to summon it though? Right, all of our monsters are going to fade here, and yeah, we're just out of luck here. MST is going to fire off. We're going to Needlebug Nest, milling 5 useless cards. Ticket is going to get activated. The Cyber End Dragon is going to summon. Yeah, we're going to grab this Sorcerer and the Diabolos and the Soul, shuffle them back into the deck, drawing 1. Completely useless to us. Yep. Right, our turn. Tobias is going to go for the Terraforming. Final game, going to grab the Chateau, summoning down the thingy, and why did we not make a monster? I don't know. This feels like we're just dead here. We're going to go for the MST, popping Tobias' field spell, that also gets rid of his monster, then summoning down our whole army of Constellars, and we're going to be able to run through Tobias' Croftsun here. Memphis 2, we're going to overlay to make the Gandiva. Tobias is going to set, we're going to just punch through with our Gandiva. Tobias is going to grab the Butler Rusk, and then our Leonis will be able to attack directly for 1500. MST is going to deal with our MST, and then Tobias is going to set down the monster. And we're going to see whether we can punch on over it. It's the Book of Moon, so we are not quite dealing with Tobias' Marmalade here. Marmalade will grab the Chateau from deck to hand, which is going to get fired off, outing our Luminous Spark as Tobias summons down a Butler Rusk, summons out the Tiramisu, and then down goes our Gandiva. We're going to then fire off the Needlebug Nest and mill 5, not that any of those cards actually do anything. Luminous Spark we can set to get rid of the Madolche Chateau. Tobias is going to activate another Madolche Chateau, and we are dead. Wow, so we actually had some pretty good games this episode using new Zexal era cards. Crazy, wow.
If it is new, it is better.
Anyway, next episode we're going to be opening Cosmo Blazer as our next sealed core set. And then for our second sealed product we're going to be opening Millennium Pack. Admittedly this is a pack that did debut in 2016, but basically just reprinted a whole bunch of cards from the DM era. So yeah, it's probably fine if we open it a few years early. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Do please subscribe to stay up to date with the new episodes of the Seal of Progrichalcos. Do also let me know if you're enjoying the Marvel Snap Moments series, as I might consider actually streaming some Marvel Snap now and again, if that would be something people would be interested in. Also, I'll be debuting my new Yu-Gi-Oh series soon, so hopefully you all stay tuned for that and enjoy the content that comes from it. Alright, thanks for watching, goodbye.